Dear colleagues, we start our work and we are giving the floor to Serhiy Leshchenko, a member of Parliament of Ukraine. The topic of this briefing is Manafort-Yanukovych schemes, dirty money in politics. Dear journalists, good morning. The news briefing today concerns the schemes used by the former president of Ukraine, Viktor Yanukovych, the leader of the Party of Regions of Ukraine, to pay for the services of Paul Manafort, the U.S. consultant and political strategist. I have found during the investigation that he used offshore jurisdictions and falsified invoices to get money from the corrupt Ukrainian leader. As you know, last year the black accounts were disclosed and publicized, where Paul Manafort is mentioned, and the nature of one of the payments by Yanukovych to Manafort was also disclosed. This is the payment of 2014, October 14, the transaction for $750,000. This payment, you can see it on the screen now. The payment is to Manafort, $750,000, and this money were paid to him by Vitaly Kaluzhny, head of the Committee for Foreign Affairs of Verkhovna Rada. I got access to the documents demonstrating how this money were transferred by Yanukovych to Manafort. This money were paid to Manafort in Akovia Bank in the USA, to his bank account at this banking institution. You can see here the document now, the invoice for this money transfer on the screen. This is the invoice via which Yanukovych transferred money to Manafort. How it was documented: Manafort got those money from the account of the offshore company registered in Belize. This offshore company account, titled Nercom Systems Limited, is open in Kyrgyzstan, in the city of Bishkek, in the bank named Asia Universal Bank. This bank was bankrupt several years ago. This payment was made by the offshore company in Belize with the account in Kyrgyzstan to the bank account of Manafort in the USA, and not for the services of consultant. The contract was made for this payment to be transferred, and this contract has all features proving that it is a falsified, a fake contract. According to this contract, Mr. Manafort allegedly provided 501 personal computer to Belize, but he of course has not delivered the personal computers there. We are sure that except political consultations delivered to Yanukovych, he didn't have any opportunity to provide computers to Kyrgyzstan or Belize. So I am sure that for money laundering, the accounts in Kyrgyzstan were opened by the Party of Regions. All those payments were illicit because neither Manafort nor the Party of Regions trade in computers. This accounts were opened in order to transfer money to U.S. accounts of Manafort. And this contract is unique because it is signed by the hand of Paul Manafort and sealed by the seal of Manafort's company. Please show us the seal and the signature. You see here the details of Manafort's company in the USA. And you see also here the details of the company Neocom Systems Limited in Belize and the account in Kyrgyzstan from which Yanukovych's money went to Manafort, and it is also unique because it really is the same amount which is mentioned in the black accounts in the handwritten ledger of the Party of Regions, and the amount is the same. When he was registered as a lobbyist in the USA, at this site of Foreign Agents Registration Act, we can see several documents signed by Paul Manafort, and this signature coincides. It's identical to the signature on the contract on selling computers to Belize company. So the signature in the US database, official database, and in this fake contract are identical. These facts should be investigated both by the US and Ukrainian law enforcement offices. We see here the case of fraud. These facts proved the Party of Region and Yanukovych use fake reasons to pay money to their consultants, and also they proved that Manafort received this illicit money. I'm sure that this is a global initiative. We have global initiative, global movement, and Ukraine should be a party in this money laundering movement. I am sure that this story, as well as original document, genuine document which we have, should be investigated thoroughly by law enforcers in the USA, and Ukraine should provide all possible assistance. Now the round of questions and answers.
Repeat your statement, a summary of what you just said in English for English-speaking audience. Thank you.
We don't have enough time for this. I will be very short. So today I present the documents signed by Paul Manafort. This is a document which was the purpose for payment from Yanukovych to Manafort. It was in year 2009, October 14. This was the contract between Manafort and the shell company registered on Belize. And the account of this offshore company was opened in Kyrgyzstan and Bishkek. And this transaction was a payment for political consulting from Yanukovych to Manafort according to Black Ledger. But this fake invoice and fake contract signed by Paul Manafort, it's not about political consulting, it's about selling of computers by Paul Manafort to this shell company on Belize. And from my information, Kyrgyzstan jurisdiction was used by ousted President Yanukovych as a safe haven to launder money and to make payment in for their purposes, for their interest. And one of this payment, as we now can prove, was done to the Paul Manafort company.
How much Yanukovych paid him? Just remind
This contract is about $750,000. This is a transaction which we can find in Black Ledger, and this is a contract, the same date, October 14, 2009, the same amount of money, $750,000.
Дякую, пане Сергію. Колеги,
Yes, I believe this has to be investigated by enforcement agencies in Ukraine and in US.
Дякую, пане Сергію. Наступне запитання. Будь ласка, представляйтесь.
Can I ask in English? Is it
Yes,
okay?
please.
Has anyone from the U.S. contacted you to get any of these documents?
I will not comment this.
Okay.
Колеги, чи є ще запитання? Some more questions? Please.
Kiev Post, can you tell us exactly, how you got the documents, when you got them, and then comment on the timing? Did you time this release to coincide with the congressional hearings yesterday?
These documents I got in the end of January this year. It took some time to verify this document and to proceed with the document.
Колеги, чи є ще запитання? Будь ласка.
Андрій Мегель, Інститут
Liberalism Institute, Andrei Megel. You said that you want that Ukraine be a flagman in fighting corruption. What about the new initiatives that will be introduced by the parliament relating this? We will continue fighting corruption by adopting the code of ethical standards for politicians in order that there is no conflict of interest. We also have initiative about special court and also that this is the package of initiatives we declared in all platforms, and I believe that we will have support on this. So next question, please. Eldon Ross, Washington.
Repeat the question from my colleague. Can you tell us a little bit more about the source of the documents? Where were they before January of this year?
This document was found in the office of Paul Manafort in Kiev on Sofiyska Street, number 4. And this is the source of this information. It was found by people who rented this office after Paul Manafort.
Have they submitted the documents to anybody? Have they submitted the documents to other law enforcement, to other people? How did they get into contact with you?
I cannot comment this because I just don't know how did they proceed with this document. I received this document in the end of January this year.
Колеги, чи є ще запитання?
Do you have other questions? If there are no, yes, there is a last question, and then we will end the press conference. Thank you. Reuters. Do you have proofs that this is true documents, that they were not falsified? How can you prove that these documents are real? This document has original signature and a seal. This is not a copy, this is an original. The date of the contract and mentioning of the Party of Regions in this document, they coincide, and here we have 14th of October, and here we have the same date, and the sum is the same. Concerning the signature, so we can see these signatures, they are identical in this contract, and also we can verify it. We have several documents signed by Mr. Manafort. On this, they are presented on the site when he registered his company in 1996, and in 2000 there are several documents where there are his signatures, and they are identical to the signatures in this contract. And also I saw that Kyrgyzia, as the jurisdiction for money laundering of Party of Regions, it was used not only in this case but in other cases as well. And the account in Kyrgyzia was for Party of Regions. They send money there and then they use it for political purposes, both in Ukraine and abroad. And in this case, to finance Paul Manafort as political consultant of the Party of Regions. And I believe that this should be the subject of international investigation, because the Ukrainian law enforcement bodies and Ukrainian politicians or journalists who investigate cases, they are not able to get the information about banking secrets. And we know that the Bureau of Investigation of the United States can get this information, and we believe that this case should be investigated at the international level, and we should know how Manafort got this money, in what way he got it, and also that these contracts, false contracts to supply computers and through the company that is raised in Belize, and also what money were received by Manafort in the US. So this is not only the signature, but we have the American account where this money came from. So the money for selling computers to Belize from Manafort, this money were transferred to the account of the of Manafort-Yanukovych Bank, Virginia, Alexandria. This is the bank where this Manafort opened this account. So this is the jurisdiction of FBI, and I believe that this investigation will be done by American law enforcement bodies, and we will support this. Thank you. So this is the end of press briefing. Thank you.